Let's go ahead and bring out your first squad to the stage. Here is 100 Thieves.
This team has so much to prove. They've come in so strong. They've come out swinging. Everyone has been talking about how this is the roster that's going to pull up and show us that last year, a lot of those losses and a lot of letting those fans down is not going to happen again this year. So far, they've looked really good. We talked about power of friendship, and I really feel like they're getting that synergy down to a T.
Yeah, they are a new 100 Thieves here. They are a unit. We have a lot of freedom on the team, and I think they're going to make the most out of it.
Yeah, I do agree with that one. 100 Thieves, a great opportunity for them here to continue to march forward in this bracket. But let's go ahead and bring out their opponents, the world champions, looking to keep the drive alive here in this tournament. You have NRG.
NRG, they showed us yesterday that they have a little bit of a weakness, but it's okay because when you are the world champions, you expect these guys to go back in the server, talk about what went wrong, and see how they can fix a lot of those little mistakes.
Yeah, and I just can't see NRG being in the lower bracket, so I know this game means a lot to them, and I feel like they had a lot of time to watch this game back and recognize these little cracks that they're showing.
Yeah, no, but it is quite something though. I will say, and talk about what Scuba was saying earlier. It's like you got to avoid the ops, you got to avoid the snipes. You got to avoid cryo. That's going to be so hard to do, right?
I want to see a little bit more confidence from them for sure. Talking like that, it's a little disappointing. You're like, man,
true.
You guys got Mata, dude. Like, just go at it.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? All right.
Haven.
Yeah, Haven, Corrode, and Split if necessary. So what do we make of these maps, team? Where's the chips falling here?
I'm really excited to see Haven. I just love seeing 3 bomb site maps. I think there's a lot of push and pull on that, and I think we'll kind of see where if NRG is able to kind of fix their defaults and not get picked apart on that, and 100 Thieves kind of see what kind of game plan and strategies they have going into this, like they've had prepared for every other map we've seen so far.
I'm honestly surprised that 100 Thieves didn't pick Breeze, because we saw NRG kind of struggle on that. We saw 100 Thieves being really good at it, but I'm really curious what they bring to the table with this Haven. But the Corode definitely makes sense for NRG. We saw them slam the other day on that.
Yeah, and looking at this map pool, this is going to be a super entertaining series. Haven, I feel like, is a perfect map to start off on.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves, the second map, Corode, NRG, historically, that's their best map. So I know they're going to come out swinging to try to get this first map done.
But we also got to look at Corode for 100 Thieves, because they've had a pretty good run on it so far, right? With that weird comp running the double Sentinel. And I think that there's still a lot more to come from that. So that map will be very interesting to see if they change anything up, if they're running the same comp, how well of a read does NRG have on it?
True. I want to see the Sage again. I love that.
Yeah, it does feel like there's still so much more experimentation to be had on a map like Corode. Whereas like toward the end of the season, very figured out map. Everyone knew what they wanted to do on it. Just like spam through the walls. But like this time around, there does feel like there's so many more layers to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the agent select here.
Whoa.
Okay, got ourselves a Veto out of the gate. That's interesting. What do we think about that?
I really like it because Cryo and Veto has been super aggressive. I think I've seen him lurk both on attack and defense, if that's possible. He was constantly kind of flanking and being there, pushing aggressively when he was playing on the Crow. So I think it definitely makes sense to kind of pull it out on the Haven.
I'm curious to see if Veto will be playing towards that A site, right, Jonah? Because you said that playing retake A is not a fun thing. And with the Veto, you can kind of deny a lot of that util, making it easier for people to anchor.
Yeah, and Cryo, when he gets that off running, he's going to have 2 potential op shots with his double TP. So getting that first pick is going to be massive for this.
All right, folks, we're ready for map 1. So let's go ahead and send it down to your casters. Here's Rivington and his beard coordinator, Van Silly.
What do I do? I do this?
Yeah.
Is it this?
All right. No, that's good. Perfect. And I think this is the perfect set of maps to start on Haven. Neither team has played it yet. Then we go to Corode, where both teams think they're better right now. Oh, it's going to be such a good series, Van
Definitely, because 2025 was basically the best map for NRG going to Corode, and now in 2026, I mean, 100 Thieves are looking quite good on that map too. But to kick things off on Haven is super, super important because you're looking at different looks as well in terms of approaches. This is Timotino's start basically at the VCTs with the Neon, as it's been basically a Waylay crush the whole time. But what I like about this, though, is that the look from both of these compositions is that you still want to bring speed and aggression into this map. And it makes sense to switch away from the Waylay because of the gap that you're trying to get off the dashes. The corridors are so long. So it doesn't really make sense if you're trying to hold for those quick slant kills. So you're going to try to block those lanes, try to fight quickly, and use that speed of that Neon, where you see Mata currently working towards this A site.
And 100 Thieves really liking the Veto. Bring it all the way to the Haven as well. That's going to be set up. They stick towards that short side, and it looks like they will try to anchor and pinch from both sides here on the retake. Nice hit for NRG. They should be free to plant.
The thing is, right now, they haven't taken Sewers control for energy, so they have to keep that up. Be aware of that when Scuba's going to look for that fight.
Mata already trying to slide, already trying to make them crosshairs break as they start diving into the site. 100 Thieves are waiting for Asuna to get to this other side, but they had to go just a little early. Suffered a few kills, and now it's just going to be Asuna down in sewers once they find him. A nice round by NRG here. Walked up pretty methodical and took all the space they could, really, until they found the fight.
Guaranteed at this point. Asuna will just look for some damage, but
yeah,
still a great look for energy to kick off this series. You're seeing the strengths and weaknesses in how you try to approach a split towards the A site in the past where you're not playing against a Viper. It's a standard sewers and long A hit. But now that you have a Viper and you're getting some contact, this wall comes up, so what do? Scale up towards that long side first, and then go for that second wave util, swing through, disrespect your opponent's wall, and then pincer from the bottom of sewers and from the top of default. Oh. That looked tasty.
Getting ready. I feel like it's going to be a long series. You better,
yeah, keep that
get your
energy up
snacks
for
now.
sure.
Yeah, get your energy up.
But this is definitely be a game, in my eyes, that's going to ask a lot about Vora in terms of the active information you're trying to get. You're playing a veto for the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a 3-sided map, usually you have a Cypher, you have a Cage, and you're looking for a util with alarm bot or whatnot. This time you only have that chokehold for the side of veto, and you're just going to basically try to leverage sound cues to try to deny these hits over on that C site. So this will be also a perfect opportunity for energy to really work that map. Slower defaults, and force these rotates to happen. I mean, 100 Thieves are already doing it because they're on an eco. But once we get to these rifle rounds, I'll be intrigued to see how 100 Thieves will want to hold their defensive lines.
A lot of patience here for energy. Just kind of freezing the round out for a moment. And they get the space they need here to plant that C. I don't think they're going to be doing too much pushing right now. Nobody's excessively over on alt points right now. And it's just the die to spike for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it's the difference as well as the initiators between Vora and Brock. Not too many times do we see a fade being played on this map either. And Silva will allow for you to get like these darts through the Viper walls, through the Neon walls. And try to get those double bounces to force players to look for that dart and break it where you can flood through. So 100 Thieves are definitely coming out with something very new. Something worked upon on their side. I mean, they've already brought it out as a test during the Sentinels Invitational, but Cryo was actually playing a chamber instead of a veto. So when Jonah P is talking about the op shots from the side of Cryo, he was putting up huge numbers on that chamber. But the thing is right now is if you're going to play as a veto, you don't have that free escape yet. You have to look back at your TP to get through. So he's going to have to be smart on those positions as well when he's going to get that op out, or if he is.
As well, it could start, and I should say if it does look grim, that alt retake, the Nightfall with Interceptor, the kind of util overwhelm they can have with this team could be pretty powerful, but that's an ultimate every so often. Are they going to allow energy to get so many rounds here? The bonus will be telling.
Or spotting Timotino, so the lurk walls, that'll be the responsibility of Scuba to see what type of pressure he comes across here when he's going to go up and down these walls. But the rotate from Timotino is just to fall back and still double up with Vora to take full control of that A choke. That allows now 100 Thieves, even though they have less util to get active information, to still have good numbers on the heavy side, where now energy will have to push and prod to try to get rid of some util.
They're looking around, not really getting pinched in, but a lot of sound here. Timotino can start to grab and relay back. He should be able to avoid this drone. Something like that. Timotino likes to make a play. He gets closer, and even closer. He goes right into lobby himself there, and he's going to start pushing. Little does he know, Scuba's still watching the back here as energy starts to execute on B. Looks like the BA link is really where the fight is for now, but everybody gets in safe to set up.
Yeah, the chokehold kind of tethers everybody for energy trying to get the plant through, but this is that position right there. Timotino already knows, slides through.
You what?
And that's an opener. 100 Thieves start crunching in.
This kid, look at how much attention he's drawing too. And they don't know that he's that close. He's just shaking hands with NRG. Ethan stands no chance in sight as the rest of 100 Thieves bring up the rear. And they say, hey, Timo, we got this for you too. Here's a present.
Yeah, he doesn't need a double dash and recall. He's just gonna slide in your face and kill you while sliding.
No way.
Playing some Modern Warfare 2/COD 4 stuff right now.
You would think he's window. You have a little bit of time to walk around now. He's already at box on grass. 4K.
Go!
And the bonus will not go to NRG. That third round goes to 100 Thieves.
Well, you'd be glad for the checkmark now with the official agent switch from Timotino from that Waylay to that Neon is bringing huge success to get their first gun round for 100 Thieves. But NRG, that was a bonus round for them. Kiko is actually playing op on the attack side. They're seeing how slow it's been for the extremities. 400 Thieves in the last few rounds. They're looking to, once again, add that pressure. Starting things off on the mid side, though. And actually using first wave util to break that chokehold if they can.
Yeah, insta plays. Kiko, grab this. Let me make distraction. Okay, take it back. Let's go back to a regular strategy, regular scheduled strat. And that's the hold mid, it appears. While everybody just creeps up here to see if Mata can get a pick.
That's the thing, juggling the op back in the hands of Mata. So all four of them congregated for NRG to try to make some noise, waiting for the smoke to dissipate on that B side. If Mata is able to get a pick on the rotate, that's a cancel back potentially to move in B. That's why that Nanoswarm's already up there too to support maybe Mata on the cross, but also on the post plant.
Oh, trying to draw eyes too. Yeah, but no play is being made. Bang. Discipline. Yeah, keep the discipline. Oh, he crosses but takes it.
30
The
seconds
shot
left.
to the hip from Mata, and it pays off. All that patience, and you're right, they rotate back, catching somebody lurking back and forth.
And support from Suba this time too as the alarm bot comes out.
You can't do it again, right? Just a quick relay bolt. That's a free one confirmed on that overdrive, and just zaps Brock down. Mata, though, hitting a clean shot to stop that in its tracks.
Karada couldn't really do anything. It's been one-way smoke the whole time.
Yeah, it's impossible to get on that without taking damage and just really giving up your position overall. TP back for Ethan keeps him safe, and it's going to be a save for Cryo now as he starts to backpedal, and NRG strike back right away.
I'm kind of liking still for 100 Thieves. As I've mentioned, the comp that they're running right now doesn't like the responsibilities for Avora to use a lot of util to maybe get that information, right? You're information starved with the current meta where usually you're seeing a lot of double initiators on this map, but instead they're just not using any util at all. They're forcing NRG to actually make that first play. They walk down towards that sewers. NRG just went for the audible call to say we don't have too much time left. Let's just hit that B site. And that gave a chance for NRG to start encroaching for that triple flank back from that A side. But it makes it a lot more difficult too when you're trying to cross over and delay on that front site, on that B site from Bang. You get picked off by the one-way smoke on that B site. The game plan was perfect for NRG.
This has to alert him as well, just to the action of Timotino, how fast he's going and what could be possible at the beginning of the round.
Chip damage too, attempted by Brock, just Odining into the A side.
Avora a little worse for the wear there.
This might be the type of map, despite we were talking about speed with this Neon, that it'll be a lot of pushing and prodding based on the info that you get. NRG is always going to have to make the first step here. The high-low setup that you currently have from 100 Thieves on over this C site. This will be perfect, because if a dart exec comes in, interceptor comes up, and these guys could just keep looking. They don't have to turn away from anything at all.
You can hear it too. It's almost like a taunt. I love the fact that you can hear the veto util. You're almost forced to do that dry peek, and they instantly take them out on the C-long play. 100 Thieves is going to pile up here to see where they can retake as Timotino again goes on an adventure. Almost a second. Knows he's going to have to do something fancy and just break crosshairs for who? The rest of the team to come out as 100 Thieves somehow are always on the play right around Timotino.
And always on the flank too.
Yeah.
Timotino is getting extreme value off these timings of pushing towards this A site. Usually you're looking at a team like NRG, like MIBR, or like G2. usually very good in terms of preparations, how they could shut down a star duelist.
They got it.
has been finding a lot of good gaps.
Exactly. They got to know he's pushing, right? At this point, like, they're either going to just try to push forward or be really worried that he's there.
Pushing his face this time, though. Walking down towards middle.
He'll do it any way possible. Looks like he just inserts himself.
Still good by NRG though, on how to react it, because you've made so much noise already pushing out in front of the mid doors to break that turret. You have to expect somebody could be walking down towards that middle. So they don't want to revisit that yet until Vora, though. That's a slight mistake.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, Timotino's still inserted, but the drone's going to push him back.
Hello.
Oh, he's tagged.
Ducking, dodging. Takes about his armor. He's still pretty healthy in this. As Brock and the rest of the team start heading for
pushing?
Yeah, for the A position, and I don't think they would assume this. I mean, he's just staring right at the situation. Scuba turns around and finds the shot. Alarm bot easily protecting him, and now NRG has to call another audible. It's taking so much of touch and go, push and pull, and they go back into the push, and Cryo started to check once more again to see if long was clear.
And especially when Cryo's pushing out down that side, it's a play that you're trying to find that information in the late game. So that means there should be players stacked inside that site. They're just afraid at least that the rotate will be quick for the side of 100 Thieves. So they're still going to wait one more time. A very slow tempo for the side of NRG, but they will soon realize it's an open site for them to take. But that kill from Scuba onto Timotino was just a matter of milliseconds. Because Timotino was closing that gap, was about to get that headshot onto Scuba until he walks right into the range of the alarm bot. You'll see how separated they are for both Bang and Asuna. No paranoia for the Flood retake too, and you're just hoping that if you're going to jiggle here for Bang that somebody's peeking aggressively and they could instantly go for a 2v2.
Toxins going up.
Peak comes out. They'll be able to clear this right corner actually pretty free. No, it's the miss. And Kiko's not going to do that. 3 for him on the round as NRG bring another one into their favor to see how many more they can string together.
We have a chance to look back on the side of NRG at this point too in terms of the composition that they're coming out with. Kiko, another agent that he adds to his pool, playing onto this Viper as Ethan goes into his trusty open.
Outlaw value right there. Y'all see that? All half armor, bro.
And there will be a pause to them trying to string those rounds together in a perfect time as well, with it kind of going back and forth here, the money being reset, just kind of reset everything all together and start.
The good news right now, if you're looking at the buy though, as the coaches are talking to their teams, is now watch partners like Shire Wager and everybody else on Twitter could rejoice a bit, because the question came through for NRG. When they're winning these rounds and they have enough money to go for full armor buys or whatnot, they're still trying to go for half buys.
Absolutely.
And they're just playing the long run in terms of the economy, and they're basically not afraid to having to face against an outlaw. But as I say that, Timotino switches away from that outlaw to bring out the rifle instead. And that's fair game, because Timotino has been finding value closing that gap on the defensive side on flanks for NRG. So I guess you don't really want, or sorry, for 100 Thieves. So you don't really want to pull out that strat yet, I guess. But it would have been very valuable going into this current round.
True.
But that also comes to show that there is, some conversation, some research being done by the coaching staff, and they realize that the patterns of the buys for NRG that could take advantage of later on in the series.
It is wild how he plays. He just wants to fight every round. If he's not happy. Same with Mata here, going down. The 100 Thieves lighten up that kill feed a little bit more here. Standing tall, and Vora's gonna get 3 to quickly stop that round. That was a speedy one. Let's get into the next round. Wow.
And for the first time, 100 Thieves are looking to up that tempo by just rushing down and fighting with the overdrive from Mata, getting support in the end, the wall to come up to get that space first. And look at Vora solo holding that long A side. Mows down the last 2. Even the wall bang on Kiko, so the spacing was still pretty decent for NRG to try to trade as much as they could. But it was Vora being more tucked in on that side, being able to isolate these fights. We get our question answered here. A couple of them could still afford full armor, but it's Ethan that punishes Timotino swinging out with the Outlaw to go for that NRG punish that he was attempting to do with the half armor buy from the attack side. Now it forces the hand of 100 Thieves of trying to find some hero plays. It's Bang solo walk down. He actually does get this pick onto Kiko though. That's great delay because Kiko's holding the spike, but they're now just walking into the crosshairs.
Very clean. Just NRG snaking over on the mini-map, one after the other. A long peek coming in from Vora here. They have some ultimates, but probably just what damage can we do? And if we're in the right place, we'll ult kind of round. Full hit for NRG onto C. Ooh. Yeah. Just on the outside of that ping orb, he gets hit, and now it is fully a save for 100 Thieves. Nice job by NRG to kind of slow these rounds down. After playing into another one where 100 Thieves win, they bring it back.
And I'm just looking as we're in the point of view of Cryo, you see how the range that he has on these TPs towards that A side. So what I like here is it allows for you to get like these exits, but maybe even inserts if he's going to have to fall back towards that spawn. So maybe that's one of the looks that they're trying to get here for the Vito in the composition.
Yeah.
To not only going for fast rotates or not necessarily putting Cryo into op positions. Maybe he's just going to be flooding back off Chaos when they're able to get into these scenarios, but they haven't had a chance to do that yet.
No.
The game plan was looking pretty decent for 100 Thieves for just push down, find your timings, get your picks, and they never really went into like this, give the energy the space, let's try to keep our utility, try to go for flood retakes, but maybe that will come soon.
There's so many ults to battle with now. I would love to see how that Nightfall into Vito Util works, if it's going to be something that they protocol together, but also they can just be waited out there on that by the lockdown. So lots of things to see here real quick. Making sure that turret's a little bit of a nuisance too as they go for the peek.
That's just a good read.
Yeah.
They're just walking around the map. Ah, he's holding. That's a commentary had.
Never stops. The gate goes down and he is off and running. I mean, honestly, they've conditioned it. The one round, it was the whole team, and it won him a round. Now it goes back to solo, and he finds himself a kill, but traded out quick. B is the hit. Cryo. Instant snap to the top of B, and he is going to be clearing the site for the team. Spike is down.
Good combo from the Nightfall to allow Cryo to get those picks. And here comes another encroachment. A second one flanking from behind, that's Asuna. Back towards that B side, you're trying to lay him funnel back into Asuna, who, no, he shoot the turret first.
He did. It was
already
quick, though.
down, yeah, well, that opens a little bit of a gap. You're seeing here Kiko doing a mini-comm, trying to wrap away all around C. Just trying to make sure, I guess, that there's nobody else really flanking on the third line. And 100 Thieves want to be proactive out of this. Triple walk down on the rock.
Oh. Just the hairline.
30 seconds left.
Just an interesting look for the side of NRG on that mid-round ball. But Kiko is looking for that clutch.
One bullet. Okay, he's got time to reload. I mean, he's already made noise. Why not? Looking for the second shot. Cryo. Cold right now. 3K coming out there.
And they're making it look good. Looking at the three-sided map, the less utility you have for the active information on their side, they're using their own players as bodies for that active information. When it comes down to actually holding up on sites, since they're not being forced to utilize too much util at the very beginning, they can always snuff these first wave of hits and attempts to hit these sites for the side of NRG.
Now another timeout. It is a checkerboard on that back and forth for who's winning, who's losing as the money continues to be in flux here for both teams, really. Still getting the buys to come through. Well, if you lose too many, it's going to really start to affect you in the economy room. Mata with the operator coming out here. Full Phantom Rifle setup for the side of 100 Thieves to come into the next round. Play through some walls, play through some smokes. Get that chip damage before energy reach.
It has been a very interesting approach here from both of these teams throughout this map. As it stays very quiet within the game. It's almost like a library as you're watching it unfold.
Yeah.
Hasn't been like too many times where you're really trying to explode into these, into some early map control. I think maybe out of the 10 rounds that we've witnessed so far, 2. 1 on each side in terms of the A side control. But now with this operator, it might go back into that same type of playstyle to try to get these one-way smokes, trying to add that pressure over onto the A side. But after this timeout for NRG, you're seeing here that Under Thieves, they're trying to up that tempo. 4 players moving in towards this A side. Quick rotate coming out from Cryo so he can anchor up.
Plants down, the one-way is up, preventing a lot. Quick ult. And they start to clear it as well, so the exit can be safe. Nicely done to assist each other here from NRG. But that's not going to stop them from trying to get back in. 100 Thieves try their hand, and it just gets slapped right away by NRG. Only 3 left to try again.
So hard in this plan to try to get that value again of Cryo going in the back of Gong and spraying some players around, where NRG, the simple play was just getting that pit inside that B site. So everything that you're trying to do for the Flood retake becomes very difficult, especially when you have the check mark with Brock and Scuba. Hunter's Fury, lockdown available. They have everything in their arsenal to be able to delay and guarantee this round in the post plant. Now they get to use 2 more of them within the next few rounds, the last 2 rounds of this half.
Timeout flawless, check mark. Nicely done.
Well, the rounds at least continue to go back and forth, as you can see on this timeline.
It's kind of crazy. Didn't expect that. But again, we're seeing Haven here for the first time for both teams. Oh, what a snap.
You're always going to see that IGL head on a swivel. Has been very good in the start of 2026. And it's an interesting conversation too, because when you're looking at, you know, the results of NRG into last year and Brock getting the MVP into Champs, a close second for the community. And Finesse, for example, would mention that Ethan was very close from his calling, his shooting,
absolutely,
his breach performance. You're seeing that continues on, and that continues to add more heavy firepower across the board for the NRG team. But for being a fairly new team for 100 Thieves towards this time, I don't think many people would be expecting 100 Thieves to always topple down the top. But they're doing a great job keeping his game close.
Yeah. Everything this team brings kind of synergizes right away. Able to work off each other. We're kind of reminiscent of a few of the 100 Thieves squads in the past where they just stacked the veterans. Here they have to show that to get back into the site. A Hunter's Fury going to be ripped off, and that's from the side of Brock. He's not sure what's going to be behind him right now, but Mata starts to clear that front line as defense tries to break back through. Brock, he's ready to just shake his hands. Yeah, and again. NRG are making it look so easy right now. Van Silly really getting in the face of 100 Thieves before they can set up from any of these angles they're flanking from or coming from short or spawn.
Agreed, a step ahead going to this game. You went for the simple lockdown to take over the A site. I like the place of the Interceptor. It wasted a little bit of the util to not allow NRG to have too much into the pulse plant. But the game plan for 100 Thieves was to try to go for that triple flank because they knew that Hunter's Sphere was available for Brock. So they wanted to try to eliminate that, but he uses it right away to the A link. And if that doesn't get any pings, well, now you know that there's probably going to be 1-2 flanking across. Another way here to get that information for the pulse plan for NRG. Be ready for that.
Look at Brock. They know they can't win. They got to do.
What was muted meant desperate stuff, right? Desperate plays that they're trying to do.
Yes. One more round. Let's see where they can go. Bang with a stinger. He'll be kind of strengthened here by Cryo at the back of the site, so they're keeping that close range for effectiveness.
Now seeing finally a little bit more than early haunt being thrown out by Vora, so that's going to be down for a full minute. But at least we'll have enough time for the post plant if NRG continues to play fairly slow that they've been like they've been on the attack side. But from not getting any information on the A side, you're still trying to play an aggro line on C. Solo hold from Cryo going through. You see the spray just try to bait him out, and Cryo gets the first blood on Ethan at least.
A big one, still sitting inside the snake bite, and Brock's going to try his hand as well. Another one, another 3K from Cryo. Get a reload on, go on. Yeah, it's going to be Mata with the operator.
He's done his job, though.
Snuffing it out.
Forgive me, Cryo, for doubting the position, and NRG closing in on you. The surprise attack and also dodging all that util, surviving the shock dart while he's sitting in the molly. Some good little nifty plays from the smart player.
Go, go, go.
Mata has no choice now with 15 seconds left. Faking a runaway, but realizing that he doesn't have the time.
I'm here. There he is. 5 for 100 Thieves. Bang picks that one up. We end the first half there with NRG just a few rounds in the lead. Still anybody's.
And very fun to see throughout this whole first half that Cryo hasn't pulled out a single off. Rifle's still very good with it. And now 5 rounds on defense, but they get to play the attack. We're going to take this for 100 Thieves.
Nice, boys. I'm trying to take that fight, Sean. I'm trying to kill him.
All right, we'll have to see. Has 100 Thieves done enough to fire back on the attack side? We'll see when we come back from break.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
Back for our second round of Haven between 100 Thieves and NRG. Pretty effective first half by NRG, finding their way into sites with a little bit of util and really having most of it for the post plant. They had figured out 100 Thieves defense, but can they figure out their offense?
And also sometimes there's letting 100 Thieves walk into them.
That's true.
So it was a lot of learning for both of these teams on how you wanted to approach this map with this compositional approach from having the neon on both sides. But it definitely hasn't been as explosive and coordinated hits that we're usually used to seeing on Haven with a neon. But now on the attack, I expect differently. We have Team Mutino. He'll probably go for more highlight reels for the team, but we kick things off with a very early hunt on that C side for Vora. As we're trying to walk back across towards the A site, the next thing you have is just a Prowler. And if they don't wall things up, and they have to at this point, but when you cross over, the turret, Timmy is going to spot a few.
Yeah.
And allow Scuba to maybe sound the alert where he wants to play a little bit more passively.
Just outside of it, Scuba still wants to hold his ground. Is Brock doing the same? And they have not cleared the backside just yet. They thought the relay bolt was enough. Now they've swept up what they needed to.
Just waiting for Kiko to rotate across. Brock will go for potentially that combination of recon flash. But the interceptor is up here for Cryo. All right, we'll allow potentially 100 Thieves to just stay anchored within the site and use a perfect crossfire from default into Graffiti.
I have an idea. One is default. Brock's trying to do everything from the tower. Interceptor's ringing out. Delaying time. Paranoia comes through. That's going to activate the retake. Now they can just look at the ground level, and that's enough for 100 Thieves to get the crossfire online.
So NRG doing and falling to the same thing where you saw somebody tucked into the Graffiti side and getting 2 free kills, because as you're scaling up, the first one having to contact the Graffiti, couldn't really see them first. It comes 2 free kills for Cryo.
One enemy remains.
Nice! map.
And it really looked like they were really focusing on trying to take down the player towards default because Brock called 2 players on that side when they're hit by the paranoia. So a good answer back for their own pistol as they trade pistols on this map between the Thieves and NRG. A walk down, 4 players for NRG. Turret to sound the alarm, and then you go for that crunch play. It'll be nice if they actually get this pick because it's Cryo with a Phantom, and that will be a heavy upgrade for NRG's Eco. No. No. I'm too old for that, chat.
Slow, going for the hip fire. Okay, got one. Calibrating the Marshall. And a few kills happen across the map here as Cryo still holds his own at Long C. Look, they had split the numbers soon enough, so it's just going to be 2 rotating back over. Nice job by 100 Thieves to kind of suss out what was going on around the map and keep everything safe.
Getting orbs, getting plants. Very nice. I mean, you look across the board. Vora after that plant, getting close to halfway to his Nightfall. The kills coming out from Timotino, sorry, the overdrive happening very soon. And Cryo just farming eco kills is 1 away from the evolution.
Yeah.
But I like this, even though it's an eco round, but you're looking at all the rounds so far from Cryo where he's looking for hero plays, playing solo, and he's just needs to get his 1 or 2. He's always staying alive. And that looks very dangerous to face off against this team for 100 Thieves. Now, when you have from top to bottom, or at least from one extremity, Timotino on the aggression and Cryo on the anchor, getting top kills.
Pushes. Wow, pretty quick. Bringing that spike out into the open. Yeah. Well, that actually gives a little bit of rotation movement to the side of NRG, so we'll see how 100 Thieves plays this out.
It's a big trade-off at the beginning as well. But it's both controllers. So it'll be a little bit less for the sight hits, but also the same thing, less for denials. So we have an even playing field, and let's try to break that util in front of that B site. Let's have Timotino break the rotates. Kind of very similar to... Oh, never mind. He'll go for the first peek and loses a fight to Brock, and that might just force the 100 Thieves to come in towards B.
We're going to eat quite a bit of this util, or just forced to the right side. No position that NRG is in just yet, so this is a plant. And they should be able to garrison that if they want to push it. Leave 1 in sight, push 2 out.
Definitely trying to flip that map.
Yeah, that's such a good idea here from NRG.
Pings are coming out for NRG as well. They know the garage is going to be okay. So once they reflood towards that site, just be careful for that front site, and then you can just encroach into B.
Oh, that's spicy. That's spicy. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yep. Just the big toe was in. Scuba takes advantage of that. Relay bolt goes up as they get the interceptor down, so they're able to get a little bit more cover as they head into the site. Still 3 standing in for NRG, and they have to start clicking down, but Cryo over the shoulder of Bang, just throwing punches. Another 3K.
Dude, this is Mr. Multi-kill for Cryo for sure.
My gosh.
When we started off this game, it looked like Timotino was going to be really running away in terms of, you know, maybe doing a little bit of a cosplay of G's Pac-Man earlier on today.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's insane.
On Breeze, that was insane. Record ACS on Breeze, but now you have Cryo just mowing down players too, preventing the defuse from coming out on NRG.
He only works in 3Ks, that's all that is. Even though he has 16, don't pay attention to that. All right.
Okay, we're casters, we don't know math.
Yeah. Back in, just kind of back to the scene of the crime here. Can they make it different though, or does NRG have enough chalk for 100 Thieves? It's going to be 1 for 1 to start off here, and NRG wants to make it chaotic. What? Oh, like classics? Holy, they rain down on 100 Thieves, and that is indeed one of the thriftiest thrifties. Holy moly.
Wow. I was just about to mention that the game plan's pretty good. Get that wall up, Timotino in, farm some kills, and also waste out the util for NRG so they don't have anything left once Timotino's wall comes down and it can flood back against them. But look at that double crossfire setup, and that defensive wall is what was the most dangerous thing
So much.
For 100 Thieves to face against, because everybody's getting decay coming through. And you're jumping into the unknown on the B site, and they just eat lead.
Oh, NRG winning an amazing round, but also a good point to both of these. Actually, hold that point. Scuba and Mata flying through. And Asuna is gonna cause for pause for a moment. Finally stopping, 8 HP though. Cryo seeing if this extends to a flank on the right side still. And they haven't even left spawn.
You'll take that into win column because you pull out one player ahead for NRG. You've done some heavy damage onto Asuna, but also trying to get information and trying to get your Neon in. They don't have that anymore. Thankfully, though, Cryo's still up. Hopes are still alive here for 100 Thieves to fight back in this map. Within this round of 17, it's a triple contact play where Kiko's playing it solo.
He knows he's really only going to eat a paranoia here, so he can keep it close enough to get a trade. Honestly, leaving the person with 8 HP up might just make it easy. It does make it easier. Brock finds a shock dart. And now Bang here, a tall ask.
He's got one snake bite and the orb to work with. The thing is he's just going to count his seconds when they start tapping on the spike.
Yep. It does. It comes down to just knowing the agency. He brings it down to 1 bar so he can get it back up at 2 because it needs to refill to right there. He brings it down again. Keeps it on this time to try and go for the full attack, but they all turn to look. 3 staring straight at Bang, and Scuba's going to be healthy enough to get right on it.
Yeah, both Scuba and Brock. So good on him to get that. And that might have been their turning point for NRG on that previous round with that thrifty win that they just got. Great little push in the beginning. Looks like nobody was expecting that garage push because it was never really shown on that side. Everybody was so focused on that Neon making so much noise, running down towards that B side with the Hunter's Fury.
Nicely done. Nice round, guys. Good kills.
So you have to see that it was a selfless play for the side of Mata to allow his support cast to get all those kills, get value, and get the round.
So although 100 Thieves was able to find that bonus, it's still NRG running away with the next few rounds. Back to guns. He likes to go fast. Honestly, he was faster on the defensive side. You can see how much they're trying to just kind of keep him in until everybody can be there with him. Finally here towards B. 100 Thieves haven't faked a lot. They've just conditioned that they're going in on any of their plays. So this is a pullback that NRG's ready for.
Brock's in the smoke, crossfire with Scuba. Lots of util coming up and player spotted by the drone.
Oh, they don't even have to see him. They're all pinged out. The God Dart comes through for NRG. And it's just going to be a quick cleanup as they know exactly where the rest of them are. What a clinical round from NRG.
It's gotta hurt. Evolution was pumped at the same time for Cryo, but he couldn't even walk inside the site to just absorb that util. So that could be the tip of the spear to help out Team Mutino to fight into the A site.
Jeez.
We mentioned that crossfire setup, that dart coming out from Scuba, and another one of those moments where it's one piece of util, there's some noise being made by one player, and all that focus is directed onto that one single player.
Yeah.
And I feel that was definitely something that was talked about here for 100 Thieves when they had their loss to G2, is they felt like the macro was great, as we've seen so far throughout this timeline. But at the same time, where they faltered against their opponents was just trying to work that micro, trying to figure out how they could iron things out, or just making sure that they're on point and communicate with each other to know where they're looking at, where they could trade, where they can swing.
Yeah.
But so far, it's hyper focus onto one thing, where they see that noise, or where they hear that noise, where they see their opponents. Because even if you've seen, maybe some jitters are coming through. Remember the couple of rounds ago when Asuna came back from the flank and saw a down turret, still shoots it to give his position away. So
yeah,
definitely some things here to course correct for 100 Thieves, and hopefully this timeout's going to do it for them.
Sometimes taking it back a step makes everything a little bit easier. Let's see what they can do out of this timeout. It's been 3 rounds in favor of 100 Thieves to start the second half, and then NRG said, we'll take 3 more, but that is a very punishing 3 rounds as they sit 10-8 now. 3 ultimates ready. Good denial ultimates as well here to just stop 100 Thieves in their tracks as they go for a Stinger low buy.
already instantly rotating for energy. So leaving Mata alone, he's got the operators already watching down that line. Especially after that first contact. Brock!
Gotta go fast.
Slides to home plate for that kill.
Motino feeling at home now. He just wants to go forward a little bit more, picks himself an upgrade.
All right, how do you play the counter? Because the ult's gonna come down for Scuba.
They hold.
Snake Bite should be for the corner of the A long.
He knows. We love this nerdiness. He's gonna do a little bit more damage. 60 for Timo.
Actually, an interceptor.
yeah, interceptor actually catches that deep in the air. Smoke goes out. The hold now comes through as NRG pretty much have a full retake on the site. They just have to source where the enemies are, and Cryo's able to hide just in the crux of that little cubby down in sewers. And this gets the scary part. Can they get out of the smoke? Well, they cannot. NRG finds every target required, and they pick themselves up in 11th round.
A beautiful retake. That smoke that came towards that long A side too, just to keep some players alive, but wait out the lockdown so they could fight back for 100 Thieves. But the fact that you tap onto that spike, you trusted your teammate to protect you, as at least you're trying to get it to half. Kiko's able to get a kill. They double up for the last 2 kills, and Mata just stays laser focused also to look down towards that sewers.
It's so good having that lockdown for an operator too.
No, this smoke's gross. Whoever suggested that, you're him.
Getting that back into the site for Mata online, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and that was the smoke I was mentioning before, down towards that long A side, off that lockdown right over here. Makes it very difficult.
To the left.
Yeah, I mean, my circles aren't the best on this teleprompter.
Oh, he tempts. Oh, in the face. Mata will think twice about a re-peek. And it just cuts down. They're all holding for a moment here and just re-clearing some stuff. Right through the door.
That's a problem as well, as we were discussing the differences between the initiators as well. You can't really drone into garage, look deep into the C site, get that platform information, look into the window if you're actually that deep enough with the drone.
Bring them down.
They're able to close range clear, as you see that second Predator coming out from Vora. But now you're also realizing that the long range battles, the op out from Mata, is going to get a lot of value out of this.
Oh my.
30 seconds left.
Almost clears Asuna. Gonna.
He's gonna clear Asuna.
Gonna clear Asuna. Just took a second. Still knows where to hit these. Cryo takes a bunch of damage. Bro, he doesn't even matter if you smoke him in this tower. He's still such a threat. That's so annoying for 100 Thieves. And Brock continues to put damage down in the chip needed for energy to put on the finishing touches. It's gonna be a little tougher to get in, but energy's up for the challenge.
Best opening is Heaven. Vora's waiting.
Trying to find more. Seizes them in Heaven. That's a tough job to get out. Oh, yep. Knew it. Still couldn't get him. All right, that's kind of funky, Ethan. What the hell is that? Oh.
Ethan with the God play.
No way.
Just trying to look up with the crosshair, trying to get onto the boxes. Finally gets through and jumps across, doing some bunny hops as he's KZing through his experiences through tactical FPS, and still turns around to get the op kill.
The best part is like watching it, you're like, oh, his opponent knows. Oh, he'll catch him when he jumps. Wait, Ethan still knows. We're all fooled. And he just jumps, turns.
Oh my God, Ethan, that was insane.
Yeah.
And what I also like from that look from energy, despite, you know, Brock staying on the top of Heaven and hearing a spike being planted or tap, 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 we never really saw a fast rotate for energy in the first place because they're always wary of maybe a lurk into garage because of that early util. So they're making sure that they're turning every single stone, making sure that nobody's really going for that late lurk, and they flood retake perfectly. They are not afraid of that timer, of that spike, although this time,
no.
They lose their neon here, and that allows 100 Thieves to hopefully come back in this game. But there is so much ground covered by this pit.
That's kind of wild. all the way around too, so you have to wonder if he's standing in front of garage or actually inside. They head towards B now. As the wall goes up and down, just toying with whoever might be approaching it. And it's actually the entirety of 100 Thieves.
I'm actually surprised as well. I think Scuba recalled both his turret and his alarm bot. If this pit is already watching front B side and garage, but he snuck through, there's no turret that's watching C.
Yeah,
so 100 Thieves could actually plant.
They've committed it all towards A. And now heading back, flanks already fully watched. And it looks like 100 Thieves are actually going to be able to get this round. NRG really just banking on one thing after they lost Mata to put them in a position, but the retake can still happen.
They'll fight. They have plenty of money.
Absolutely. A few of the Veto utility out and running. You see Interceptor just to the right. They've got the back watch for it, and Cryo clearing garage quickly, and they're still pushing on. Timotino never knows when to stop. This is kind of crazy. And they're just gonna try and kind of sentry for each other, jumping back and forth as Timo goes down, but Bang will clean it up. Team Ace, you heard it. 100 Thieves working together here to get the rounds. They need 3 more to bring it to OT.
You see the power of this composition of having a Viper on your side. When you actually get that early first blood, you know that Viper, if it continues to come up and down on that lurk wall, you're not going to get too much information with a drone because it doesn't really get that deep to get too much information. So you're forcing the defenders to gamble, trying to find some stacks here and there. And because they've already pitted towards that front B site, you don't really have any vision towards garage, towards grass, towards window. So NRG gambled for that stack towards A. It was a wrong read, and 100 Thieves was able to capitalize on that.
Bonkar, the bully timeout. Says, oh, you want momentum? Let me stop that momentum. He stops 100 Thieves right after their win. You can see he still has a lot to say to the team, though, just to make sure that 100 Thieves cannot gain that momentum again.
Yeah, because this is a perfect opportunity for them to really try to close the half, or close, sorry, this map. Maybe this round in the next. Because if you're looking at the ult cycles for 100 Thieves, there's not too many players getting close to those big ults. Maybe Vora for that, if they're able to capitalize within the next round after this timeout. But for NRG, they had the Hunter's Fury to work with. Last time they had it, they went for the heavy crunch with that Neon and the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah.
Old school Fnatic style to crunch into the A choke. He's already looking on that side, but I would assume that he's probably going to try to get a dart out instead of just blind Hunter's Fury, because the Neon is all the way on the other side of C with the operator.
Ooh, low profile smoke.
Yeah, so deciding otherwise, we're just going to play a little bit more slowly for NRG once again.
Okay.
Cover going out.
Moving right. They're going to hold and not do anything. They're really just waiting for sound here. You see Ethan pushed up. You can hear quite a bit if there are any steps. Tino would be making first, but really default on both sides for now. With that 100 Thieves push towards mid, they still have a chance to go back towards A.
Ethan's accounting for after it breaks that haunt. Insta drone.
Enemy tag.
That's beautiful. They don't know this crossfire set up by Bunny in the left side here of that front B side, but as that turret is still up for Scuba in front of that B side, you don't really need to peek out to find that info yet. So very similar looks on the defense for NRG, staying very quiet, forcing their attackers to put the first wave of util. Look at how much is being utilized to finally get into this B site. One paranoid delays him, and Ethan's looking for a frag. Oh.
Ethan trying to flex here. 1-for-1 trade to start off the B take. Yeah, Brock just trying to clear. Cryo making noise, drawing the attention of the Hunter's Fury, kind of nullifying it a bit. Mata still making it work around the map along with Kiko on different fronts here. Beautiful 1v1s for the side of NRG to make it look like a game over here on Haven. The 13 to come in here in just 6 seconds. Not much that Cryo's going to do, and a very nicely done by NRG to keep this one in their favor for most of the time here, feeling in control of Haven.
Yeah, Mata finding the timing to try to actually take down the opponents towards that window.